Hi, welcome everyone to our X39 review with testimonial. I am so excited to introduce to you tonight Eric Nies. It is my pleasure to introduce him to the LifeWave community. Eric is best known as a teen idol from MTV's Real World in the 90s, it aired. And today, however, Eric works in the spiritual community, and he has been working with the Shipibo tribe from the Amazon as a master healer, nutritionist, helping with emotional release, and as a spiritual guide. And I'm so excited that he said yes today to come on and talk about what he's doing and what has really happened for him on his journey with the X39. So Eric, thank you so much for coming on with us. And first, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself, what you do, and how you learned about the X39 and what's really been happening to you.
Okay, well, thank you for having me, Marcy, and everybody else that's on the call. As Marcy said, my career started off when I was in my early 20s with MTV and the Real World. I hosted a dance show in the 90s called The Grind. Spent about 12 to 15 years in the entertainment industry, doing multiple projects. And then at some time in my 20s, I started on my spiritual journey to heal myself. And about 17 years ago, I created a program called the Beauty Way, where I would take individuals into the desert for 3 to 4 weeks and assist them in transforming their lives, and mostly worked rehabilitating drug addicts. Over the last 10 years, I've spent a lot of time working with indigenous tribes in different parts of the world. And in the last 4 years, working mostly with the Shipibo tribe from Peru. They're considered the masters of ayahuasca. So I spent a lot of time working with a lot of different plant medicines and spending time with a lot of wisdom keepers and elders and shamans over the last 20 years of my life. How did I get to the X39? One of my dear friends who I love very much, Scott Pregerson, who I met through my healing work many years ago. He was a client of mine, and then he became one of my best friends. He called me up one day and, told me about this magical patch called the X39. And so I listened and I took notes. I was very much aware of stem cell treatment. I have a number of friends who have gone down to Panama to get stem cell treatments, and with incredible success. So I was aware of stem cell treatment. And so he had my ear when he said that there was this patch that was able to, produce new stem cells in our bodies. And so that's how it all kind of came together. And I was interested to go along on the journey.
Awesome, Eric. Can you share with us how did you get introduced to the X39 and what has it done for you?
Well, I think he just explained.
Yeah.
No, well, he just explained that, but what happened with you? Because you talked to me like a couple days ago, and Eric called me on the phone. He's like, Marcy, you're not going to believe what just happened. So explain that.
Yeah, I was definitely surprised, and that's why I was excited to call you about it. But because I've been on this healing journey for such a long time, I don't have any real issues. I've pretty much, healed myself from all of my suppressed emotions and traumatic experiences from this lifetime and my past life. I'm very healthy. I've been on pretty much a raw food diet for the last 15 years of my life, with a little cooked food here and there. I treat my body like a temple, and I don't have any major issues. But I was interested to have an experience with the X39. And so this all started for me right in the beginning of COVID. And right before this whole pandemic started, I had to get some work done on my teeth because I have a front tooth which is a cap that I lost half of my tooth when I was like 8 years old playing baseball. So this tooth has always been a big problem for me. Many caps, always falling out, many issues. And again, it happened right before COVID. So I went to go have it fixed. I put a new cap in. And then right when COVID happened, the X39 came into my life. And about 2 months after that, the root of my tooth got infected. And so I couldn't go to the dentist because of COVID. So I was working on trying to heal it myself. So I was soaking it in colloidal silver, and I wasn't having much success with that. And I tried that for about a month, and I just gave up on it because I wasn't seeing any results. But I had been using the X39 at that point, I think for probably 4 to 6 weeks. I put it on the back of my neck, and I was just waiting to see what would happen. Well, to my surprise, about 3 or 4 weeks ago. So I think that I've been on the X39 for almost 3 months. I mean, Marcy, maybe you know when I signed up and when I started, but I think it's just about 3 months.
Yep.
So about 3 weeks ago, I started researching more into the patches, and I got interested in Aleveda, which is for your skin. Marcy got me interested in glutathione to remove toxins. But I was like, well, I don't really need to remove any toxins. My skin's pretty good. I'm pretty healthy. But I'm just going to go for it and see what happens. And to my surprise, I had this, it was almost like a blister on the inside of on my gums to the top of my root. And I noticed that it started to go down each day a little bit more and a little bit more. And I thought, oh, wow, this is interesting. I wonder if this is because of the patches. So then I started moving the patches like on my face. So I would sleep with them at night and I put the glutathione on my neck. I put an X39 on my forehead. I put an Eon on my lip and, one of the other ones somewhere else. So here I am, I'm going to bed every night with all these patches all over my face. And it just started getting better. And so I'm really kind of shocked that these patches were able to heal an infection in the root of my tooth. I mean, that's pretty cool. So you got me. I'm a believer, and this is my story, and I'm happy to be able to share that today with you and whoever else is listening.
Well, thank you, Eric, because I remember 3 months ago when I gave you the patches, I remember meeting you at Scott's house in Santa Monica.
In Santa Monica.
And I was giving you all the patches, and you're like, you don't understand, I'm a raw foodist, I'm spiritual, I'm like a guide, like I'm good, but give me a few anyway. And I'm like, okay. And it was so cute because I check in with you and you shared it with some of your clients because you're a healer, and a lot of other folks aren't 15-year raw and a spiritual guide like you are. So I know it was helping a lot of people. But when you called me 3 days ago and said, you're not going to believe this, like I almost fell out of my chair, Eric, because I know who you are. You know what I mean? And so I was like, oh, please come tell us all, because when Eric notices something, it's a big deal.
Well, that's the thing. I feel my body has been a guinea pig for me for many, many, many years. And for people that know who I am, I'm always testing things out. And I've been on a search my whole life for like the holy grail of healing. Because I went on this journey to heal myself from the destructive behavior that I was engaged in when I was younger. And when I met my first teacher, when I was in my mid-20s, this 8th generation grandmaster from the Far East, one of the first things he said to me when he did a vibrational reading on my body, he said that my blood was like mud. And if I didn't change my ways, I would develop a blood clot in 10 years and I could die. So he put the fear of God in me. And ever since that moment, I've just been searching and searching and searching for any modality, you know, to assist in liberating the soul from suffering, whether it's physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. And, you know, after listening to David, and looking into who he is and looking into his journey and his knowledge, his wisdom, and his background, I trust him. You know, like I can look him in his eyes and I feel intuitively that I can trust this man. So it wasn't very difficult for me to get on the X39 bandwagon, just because I feel David is such an incredible representative of it. And the same with you, Marcy. You know, you just have a very inviting and friendly, compassionate energy about you. So I trust the team, and that's important for me. You know, it's important. I feel that we always do our due diligence and we vet people out and we use our spiritual discernment, you know, to decide if we can really trust, you know, somebody who's going to share some information with us that can help us along our journey. So I feel that with the LifeWave family, and I think that everybody should give it a shot. I've shared it with my friends and my family, and they're all having incredible experiences with it.
Wow. You know, I remember hearing David speak once, and he said, you know, and you'll love this, Eric, because of the man you have become. But he says, you know, we are a physical body, a spiritual body, emotional body. We're a three-part being. And unfortunately, in the world today, with the foods we eat, the air we breathe, the 5G, everything that you were making your blood thick, right? Our body, our physical body is disintegrating. And he said, my job is through light, through this patch, through this organic crystal, to reflect light back, to elevate proteins, to stabilize the physical body. And when I heard him say that, I was like, he's you know, from my soul, right?
Yeah.
Like I knew what he was doing for humanity, and I was like, I'm in.
Yeah. Don't you? I love when that happens. You know, like there's like a universal truth out there, and I always share this with people that, you know, we're beings of light that came from another star system here to have a human experience of emotion. And all the people that I work with, I'm always repeating to them over and over again: feel everything. That's the reason why you came here. That's why we're here on Earth, with this body that's filled with water, so that we can have a human experience of emotion to feel. And there's so many people that are out there that are afraid to feel. But the light body and the sound, the vibration, and the frequency of light is like who we are in the essence of our soul. So like, I get it. Reflect light, your own light, back down into your body to stimulate yourself. I mean, that is such a profound message. You know, the light of creation lives within this temple, and the higher the vibration, the higher the frequency, the easier it is to navigate through this third dimensional plane of density. And so, yeah, I resonate with David's message and his science and his understanding. And it's a beautiful, beautiful message for all of us.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Eric, for coming and explaining who you are. And you don't understand, like, that this man says that this is on is a big deal, coming from the spiritual development he's had over the last 20 years. And I know that's true. So thank you that you came in and shared and had the experience and gave the testimonial of your physical body healing. The shaman that still had some healing, physical healing with the X39. That's rad.
Well, when you jump on this path, you know, you never stop evolving. There's always something to heal. There's always something to learn. And I'm just happy that there's more technology and more modalities that continue to come out to assist us to navigate this life. So
Yeah.
I feel
And I'll
grateful.
say this, you know, I believe Dave is like an Einstein. He has the unique ability to channel from God, from divine, whatever that is for everyone. And he was able to hear what needed to happen to create a something that like the sun, like light, could actually go in and change the light wave to reflect back in your skin to make a difference for healing in our body. And there's no mistake that this came at the right time for us, for all of us. So
yeah, well, you know, it's a beautiful thing when you come to realize and you understand what this body is. You know, to understand that we're these four elements. You know, we're water, fire, air, and earth. And the more that you connect with nature, and more you connect with those elements, and you know, give them the attention that they deserve, and honor yourself in that way, there's magic that can happen, and the potential is limitless. And I think that that's what we're all starting to remember now as we go through this great awakening and, you know, through this ascension process. So yeah, I feel really grateful and thankful to have met you and to be a part of the Life Wave community.
well, thank you. And everybody is like all over chat, and they want to know who you are and how they can get a hold of you. So I believe this is in chat, but if it's not, his email is IamEricNies@gmail.com, and I will spell that IamEricNies@gmail.com. Oh, there it is right there. They put it in chat for us. And Eric is a healer. He is a spiritual guide, and he is a nutritional counselor. So if you guys are having stuff and you need him, I have talked to some people who have told me what he does to help the emotional, spiritual, and physical body is quite amazing. So with that, Eric, let me talk a little bit about what this X39 patch is. And once again, I feel honored that you said yes tonight to come to speak with all of us. And just thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'd be happy to speak anytime, Marcy. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So this is what he's talking about. This is the X39 stem cell activation patch. And it looks like a Band-Aid, right? When I first showed it to him, he's like, what is that? I'm like, well, it looks like a Band-Aid, but it's so much more. It's made out of organic crystals, which is, it's amino acids, right? Salt and water. And when you put the patch, like he was talking about on his skin, remember he said he put it all over his face, you know, any spot will do. The heat of your skin actually activates this organic crystal, and it reflects back a light wave. And that light wave elevates your stem cells, makes more stem cells, and resets those stem cells to a younger, healthier state. Much like, you know, you heard what Eric says about who he is and how all the elements matter. My guess, Eric goes out in the sun every single day and has the sun elevate vitamin D in his body, right? Ultraviolet light is a short light wave that does the same thing. So David, our owner, inventor, and CEO, has figured out how to actually utilize light, the essence of life, to help us. And this is, you know, non-invasive. This is all just elevating what's already in your body. So it's not like you're taking drugs or even supplements. Your own body is getting elevated through light frequency in order to elevate proteins that help you. So what does that mean exactly? What does it mean when GHK copper peptide protein is elevated to activate your stem cells, make more stem cells, and reset them to a younger state? Well, I'm going to use Eric as an example. So he puts this patch on behind the back of his neck or on his face, any spot will do, and he wears it 12 hours on to activate, and then he throws it away, and 12 hours off to repair, and then he puts the next patch on. Well, what's happening is his stem cells at age 30 stopped working by 50%. By age 60, they've almost stopped working altogether. My guess, if Eric was MTV reality show in the 90s. I'm guessing, I could be wrong. I'm guessing he's 45, maybe. Am I close? No, 50? 40. Higher, 50. Okay, you're muted. You're muted so no one can hear your age. Isn't that great?
50.
He's 50. Okay, so his stem cells are almost not working anymore. Just saying. So when he put this patch on, what he did is he reactivated his stem cells, and he got those stem cells, that army, to start marching again in his body. And they're pluripotent stem cells. And they started to go march and repair what he needed first done, and then the next thing, and the next thing. And because he's a raw foodist and spiritually enlightened, he's clean, right? So he was like, great, make my stem cells work, but there's probably nothing to fix. But there was, wasn't there? In that mouth, in that tooth with COVID, he had a big old infection. And that's what it started to clear. And my guess, there's some other things it's moving to as well in his body that's repairing. It might even be an organ that he doesn't know about. Or maybe because he's saying, I hope I can say this, he puts it up here on his forehead. It may be that after 3 months, more hair comes in. We know how that is, right, guys? So that's the kinds of things that happens when the stem cell patch starts to work. So I don't know what's going on in your body, but your body knows, and it just works on the first thing, and then the next, and the next. And what we have found is, as it's working to heal what you need to have healed, like for Eric, it was an infection. At the same time, after being on it, we notice like our hair gets really long, our skin starts to glow, we start to look younger, and that's because David, our owner, inventor, and CEO, says that when you activate these young pluripotent stem cells and you put it on old tissue, you turn the tissue young again. He says we are not anti-aging, we're age reversing. And he says that we have the ability in our lifetimes to live 200 years. I know, I'm saying this because Eric's on and he knows that. And so we just need the right frequency, the right elevation to keep our physical body stable, and we have that ability. And so I believe that this is one way that we're doing it. People notice things like repairing of like what Eric noticed, to better sleep, more energy, longer hair, wound healing. The testimonials that come in every day are incredible. So we just say, try the X39, see what happens for yourself. And we like to say, just let the patch do its work. It does something amazing for everyone. So with that, Peter, why don't you come on and tell folks how they can go ahead and get this?
Thank you so much, Marcy, for the explanation. And thank you, Eric, for sharing your story with us. I think everybody here, we have a lot of light workers and a lot of people for the first time really getting exposed about this technology. And even for someone like you who has never heard of this technology, to hear about this technology for the very first time is really where the world now is also hearing this for the very first time. Because as David took 10 years to develop this patch, while the whole world is invasively injecting, we're the first ones now that are just literally peeling this off and just awaking everyone up with this light technology process. So thank you all for coming on board. Now, the easiest part for me is just to share with you how to get started with us. Literally, this is called a sleeve, is a 30-day patch supply. As a retail customer, it's $149. We have an incredible preferred customer program for $119, where you can get a lot of samples for free by just staying on auto ship for 6 months and just enjoy the products. So every customer can save money. And if you like to earn money with us as a distributor, we just recommend the simplest pack. It's called the silver pack. You can join us for free on that one, and you can enjoy the benefits of just getting this at a wholesale price of $99 a month. And we have 5 different packages. The more you buy, the more the company gives you more products for free. So it even goes down to $84 a sleeve. Please talk to the person that invited you here on this call. Let them know you just love to be our customer just to save money. But if you like to share this, literally be part of this community with us, just partner up with us. It's $99 at wholesale, and everyone can afford just a patch a day, less than a cup of coffee a day. If Marcy has not mentioned, this patch has a 20-year patent. That means for the next 20 years, no company can copy this technology. So all of us here on this call, we're the first ones really to appreciate and get this patched on. So enjoy this. We have shared this literally in the last year. We have grown to over probably 5,000 members now. And we have members all around the world that are just enjoying this technology. We're getting phone calls like this, exactly what Eric's experiencing, and many, many more experiences throughout the body where people are just learning how to just activate their body. So thank you all for joining us. It's happy Monday, everyone. And we will stop this recording now, and Marcy and I will go straight to the details. So thank you, Eric, for coming on tonight with us. We really appreciate you. And thank you, everyone, again, for always joining us in this gym. And we'll see you tomorrow. Let me stop this recording.